you enter your kingdom.
Jesus opens his mouth weakly.
Amen. I tell you, on this day, you shall be with me in paradise.
As the criminal on his left sheds tears, the man on his right, Gesmus, laughs. A crow lands on his cross. As he looks up, his eye twitches. The bird pecks it. As the bird furiously pecks at the man's face, a soldier jabs at it with his left. Shaking blood from its feathers, the crow flies off. The Roman soldier stares up at Gesmus, then slowly steps away. Now dark clouds drift across the sky. Jesus' mouth hangs agape as he leans his head back against his cross. The image repeats. Blood trickles down the cross to a heap of stones. Jesus rolls his good eyes skyward. The sun's rays pierce through the drifting clouds. Below Jesus' cross, a group of soldiers plays dice. The gathering clouds block out the sun. A soldier with receding gray hair and stubble rises as he watches the sky darken. He turns his gaze to Jesus, whose fingers twitch. The other soldiers watch the gray-haired Roman walk. Caiaphas glances at the sky, then faces the other priests. As the wind whips the robes of the onlookers, the priests urge their donkeys forward through the crowd. Carrying their ornate staffs, the priests keep their eyes on the dying man as they pass. Caiaphas' haughty gaze shifts to Mary. Her face contorted with tears, she holds her thick shawl closely around her throat. As Caiaphas glances back at the three men on the crosses, Mary Magdalene kneels reverently. The dying Nazarene's mother takes a few halting steps forward. The gentle-faced soldier blocks her path. Their eyes meet briefly, and he steps aside. Her dark shawl billows out behind her in the strong wind as she approaches the crucifix. John follows Mary, his eyes on Jesus as he walks closer. On the cross, Jesus' head hangs weakly as he takes feeble breaths. Tears streaming down her cheeks, Mary reaches out and touches Jesus' bloody feet. She leans forward and presses her lips tenderly against them, then steps back, her mouth stained with her son's dark blood. She gazes up at Jesus.
I thirst.
Mary's face trembles as she stares at her son's battered body. Nearby, a soldier stabs his spear into the rocky ground and reaches into a jar of water. He removes a wet sponge, squeezes out some excess water, and presses it onto the pointed tip of the gentle-faced soldier's spear. He carries the speared sponge toward the cross and holds it up to Jesus' mouth. Jesus opens his mouth and licks the wet sponge. As the soldier lowers the spear, Jesus stares down at his mother. She gazes up with pleading eyes.
Flesh of my flesh. Heart of my heart. My son, let me die with you. Woman, behold your son.
John meets his gaze.
Son, behold.
Jesus' head hangs weakly.
Your mother.
His arms around Mary's shoulders, John nods tearfully. Mary extends her hand toward her son. As Mary Magdalene tightens her shawl, Gesma sneers.
There is no one left. No one, Jesus.
Jesus' head trembles, and he lifts his eyes skyward.
My God.
Jesus closes his eyes and sobs.
Why have you forsaken me?
His hair matted with blood, Jesus' head falls limply against his chest. Below, Mary stares up at her son. Next to her, John's sorrowful gaze stays fixed on the cross. 2 Roman soldiers watch the dying man. Jesus trembles as he struggles to form words.
It is accomplished.
Doubling over with tears, Mary Magdalene grimaces, and Abinadar stares solemnly. Mary gazes up at Jesus, who slowly lifts his eyes skyward. His face covered with bloody gashes, and one battered eye swollen shut, Jesus stares off.
Father, into your hands I commend my spirit.
As Jesus' head falls lifelessly forward, a soft breeze rustles his blood-soaked hair. Now a bird's-eye view looks down on the mist-shrouded hilltop. The image collects into a drop of water. The drop falls. As it hits the rocky ground in slow motion, Abinadar glances around nervously.
You can stop it right there for now if you want.